Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard it right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Lemonada.
Hello and welcome to Happier, a podcast where we talk about cutting-edge science, the wisdom of the ages, lessons from pop culture, and our own experiences about how to be happier. This week, we will reveal our 25 for 25 list. I'm Gretchen Rubin, a writer who studies happiness, good habits, human nature, secrets of adulthood. I'm in New York City in my little home office, and joining me today from Los Angeles is my sister Elizabeth Kraft. And Elizabeth, we have a new theme song.
That's me, Elizabeth Kraft, a TV writer and producer living in LA. And Gretchen, yes, because we are switching to Lemonada and we are celebrating our 10th anniversary next month, which is a huge milestone.
It is.
We decided to celebrate by changing it up.
Yes, we had one theme song for 10 years. Decided, let's make a change. Let's have a fresh note.
Gretch, I'm reminded of when Oprah changed up her theme song on one of her anniversaries, but she actually sang it herself. We're not doing that.
Okay. Yeah. No one would want to hear that, Elizabeth.
No.
Oh, and we wanted to let everybody know that related to this change for the switchover, this episode is dropping on a Thursday for the first time ever. Our day has always been Wednesday, but this week it's Thursday because we didn't want to make the change on January 1st, which is a holiday. We just thought it was wiser to do it on a January 2nd. But after this, we will be returning to our usual Wednesday drop.
Yes. Amazing, Gretch, that it's been consistent all these years. I feel like we're breaking our Wordle streak.
I know. But we can be flexible.
Yes.
Okay, so our Try This at Home this week is one of our favorite Try This at Homes. Come on, this is one of our favorite things to do. We get to do it every year. And so we are going to talk about writing your 25 for 25 list. Now, this is one of the big exercises for the Design Your Year. And anybody who wants to learn more about Design Your Year, you can just go to happiercast.com/design your year. You can get a PDF there to make your own 25 for 25 list. This is super fun. You can read about the other two exercises. One is picking the annual theme, which is read 25 and 25 this year, or choosing your one-word theme, your bounce, I'm door. These are so fun. But
Yes.
The 25 for 25 list is super fun. And we got a couple of examples from listeners about how powerful this exercise was in their lives. To get everybody excited, let's hear what it did for listeners.
Yes. Hannah said, I've started thinking about my 25 and 2025 lists, and I wanted to write to let you know how powerful the list was for me a couple of years ago. By that point, I was a long way into a PhD in Victorian literature, and I hadn't spoken to my advisors for 2 or 3 years. I was sure they had given up on me, and the thought of getting in touch with them and telling them I still hope to graduate made me very nervous. But on the grounds that it was less amorphous than finish your dissertation, I put contact your advisors on my 23 for 23 list. By December, I had almost finished the dissertation's final chapter, but I still hadn't emailed my advisors. I had been busy. I had had a baby in July and moved countries in September. But really, just thinking about writing the emails sent me into a panic. The only thing that made me do it was the promise of getting to cross one more item off my 23 for 2023 list. I emailed my advisors in mid-December, told them I wanted to finish my PhD, and asked if I could send them the final chapter in January 2024. My advisors responded very graciously, and I did it. I wrote an introduction and conclusion and revised the whole thing in the next couple of months and graduated in May 2024. Finish your PhD was on my 24 for 24 list. It's a huge weight off my mind to be done and not to be debating every day whether I should quit graduate school or not. I really believe that I would still be in that limbo if not for 23 for 23. Thank you for introducing it to my life.
Well, this is an example of sometimes it's easier to actually write a dissertation than it is to write a 4-sentence email to an advisor. I completely understand that.
Yes, it's I can't look at it, I can't face it, like I'm embarrassed.
Yes, it just gets worse. The longer that goes by, the worse it gets. So anyway, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's huge, Hannah. Well done.
Amazing accomplishment.
Amazing accomplishment. I mean, it is just a good reminder that sometimes something that seems very small can actually really block us from doing something very big. It's a good reminder. And Vera writes, in September of 2023, I started Gretchen's book, Happier at Home. In your October chapter, I read about your experience of being a fearful driver, something I already knew from the podcast, and how you decided to take some extra lessons. I myself, then 22, had been dreading starting driving lessons for years, but for some reason, reading about your experience was the final push I needed. The next day I signed up and I started in November of 2023. I put get my driver's license at the top of my 24 for 24 list. And the last Friday, the 29th of November, I passed my exam. The lessons have been a major source of stress the past year, and I dreaded the exam for weeks, but the feeling of relief and happiness I felt after passing it has been worth it. It's once again an example of how striving for a happier life doesn't always make you feel happier at the time, but I'm incredibly proud of myself that I did it. Well done. And I'm so happy that this exercise really was able to move the needle.
Yes. Way to go, Vera.
Yes. Now, some very quick tips and hacks from previous years before we jump in. One is, if you do this year after year, you might very well repeat something year after year, like the way, Elizabeth, you had make your will year after year, or the way I've had monthly dinner parties year after year. That's okay. Sometimes you need to take a couple runs at it, and that's not a problem.
Also, the two of us have never completed 100% of our items, and that's okay. We still like having our list, and we're just happy with what we do cross off.
And we definitely get more crossed off than we would do otherwise. So it's still helpful, but we don't worry about the fact that we don't get 100%. It can be very helpful to display your list because it can just drop out of your mind that something's important to you. You think, if it's important to me, how would I forget about it? And yet I experience this all the time. So I keep my list posted on the corkboard next to my desk, but other people do things like put it on their screen lock image on their phone, or put it on their fridge, or make it into some big vision board. People do a lot of things to keep it in front of their eyes.
And you can make categories for your lists or not. It can just be a big old jumble of items, which is what I usually do. Or you can have it divided into categories, which I did this year, and so did you.
Also, you can use a format that appeals to you. So one of the things that I had already thought of, because, I love a bingo. If you want bingos, go to my website. I got all kinds of fun bingos. And this year is really good for bingo. So if you go to gretchenrubin.com/resources, you can get a 25 for 25 list in the form of a bingo card that you fill in yourself. And many listeners suggested this, and they had kind of explained why they thought it could be particularly powerful. Shelby said, you could sort your bingo board into 5 distinct categories, or even choose a 5-letter one-word theme to substitute for bingo at the top of the board. I'm thinking of words like peace, fresh, or magic. Plus, there's the fun of color-coding the board and stamping off your tasks as they get done. You could even give yourself mini prizes for getting traditional bingo wins: vertical lines, horizontal lines, diagonal lines, postage stamp, X, and blackout. The possibilities are endless. So I love making it fun that way.
And Shona says, my husband and I were talking about my 25 and 25 list a few nights ago, and he observed a bingo card as 25 spots and made the suggestion to make a bingo card with the list. A way of gamifying the whole experience. And for a rebel like me, the whole idea of the challenge of hitting a bingo is so appealing, and it would feel like a win even if those 5 spots are the only things I complete.
This is a great example of rebels benefiting from gamifying. We all enjoy games and we all enjoy a bingo, but if you're a rebel, this might be the thing that helps you not think of it as kind of a souped up to-do list, but as something that's more fun. So that's a great suggestion for rebels.
All right, Gretch, coming up, I am going to reveal my list, but first this break.
Elizabeth, you know how much we love our dog Barnaby. And one of the things, if you love a dog, is you want to feed them a healthy diet. And this is why we love Maeve. Dogs are biologically primed to digest and absorb key nutrients from an unprocessed, low-carb, high-protein, raw meat diet. And That's Mave. It's formulated to meet our dog's needs, and their raw food for dogs is made with real human-grade ingredients you can name just by looking. And there's no mess, there's no prep, just open, pour, and serve. And Barnaby is very enthusiastic, and I can see that he's more energetic now that he eats it.
Make the switch to raw today. Right now, Mave is offering 20% off your first order at meetmave.com/happier. That's spelled MAEV. Go to meetmave.com/happier to receive 20% off your first order. That's meetmaev.com/happier. You know how sometimes a meal leaves you energized and other times sluggish, foggy, or even hungrier? That may be your glucose talking. Foods that are sugar and carb heavy, and you know my experience here, cause your body's glucose levels to spike, often followed by a crash. This matters because it turns out 88% of us have suboptimal metabolic health. So glucose could be the next big thing to track when it comes to health. That's why we're excited about Lingo, a new bio-wearable from Abbott that tracks your glucose in real time.
I've been wearing Lingo for weeks now, and I've learned that for my body, if I move around after I eat a meal, my spike is much more gradual, much lower. And so I've learned that I just need to get up and move around after I eat. What works for me might work very differently for you, but that's what works for my body. To see how your body responds to food and learn what you can do to improve your metabolism, try Lingo. It starts at $49 for a 2-week plan, no prescription needed. For a limited time, save 10% on your first order with Happier at hellolingo.com.
The Lingo glucose system is for users 18 years and older, not on insulin. It is not intended for diagnosis of diseases, including diabetes. For more information, please visit hellolingo.com/US.
Okay, Elizabeth, you're 25 and 25. First, remind us of your one-word theme.
So my one-word theme is bounce, and my symbol for bounce is a kangaroo. And thank you to all the Australian listeners who've been emailing about kangaroos. Absolutely love getting those emails.
Yeah, the kangaroos that don't go backward. I guess they can go backward, actually, but the idea is that they don't go backward. It's such a fun word. And Elizabeth, you mentioned you were going to do categories. So how did you think about categories, and what did you pick?
Yes. So my first category is reading, Gretch, because of our challenge this year, Read 25 and 25. Really want to focus on that. First item in that is Slow Read of War and Peace, which we have talked about.
We mentioned that, and if anybody wants to join in, it's Simon Hasel's Substack, which is called Footnotes and Tangents. He also does some novels by Hilary Mantel. If you don't want to read War and Peace, this is just a super fun way that you do a slow read of a book over the course of a year. We're really excited. Jamie's going to do it too, Elizabeth.
As is Adam.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yes, it's a family affair.
Yeah, that's great. What's number 2?
Head up a new book club. So I want to start a new book club, and I'm thinking, Gretch, that I might try to do a book club of only people who live in Encino, because in LA, geography is such a thing, traveling places. So I thought, what if I only have people in Encino? We might have a better chance of actually gelling as a group. So this is something that I'm pondering.
I think this is a brilliant idea, because it'll seem so much easier for people, because the traveling is always such an issue in Los Angeles.
Yes. So I have to figure out who in Encino I think would want to be in a book club and then proceed.
And then it'll make you closer to like your neighborhood. Okay, number 3.
Reading retreat with Gretchen. You and I are hoping, Gretch, to go away for 2 or 3 days and just really focus on lounging and reading.
Oh my gosh, does that sound amazing? I love that. And number 4?
Number 4 is read one book a month versus listening. You know, I love my audiobooks, but I've realized that I've lost my reading stamina. So I want to read a book with my eyes, at least one a month, and then I'm going to write it down. I'm not saying I have to write down every book I read, but those I want to write down just for the accountability of it. So I know that I'm staying on track one a month, at least. Probably once I start reading one a month, I'll read more.
Yeah. Well, on our reading retreat, that's the kind of thing where I picture like you and I sitting in like beautiful chairs with throw blankets over our knees with our books very picturesquely sitting on our laps. So that'll be lovely. Okay. Now, what's your next category?
Next category is health.
Good. Classic.
Yeah, so number 5 on my list, and this is a big one, 100 Orange Theory fitness classes.
Okay, so last year was 50. You've doubled it. 100 is a lot.
Yes, but if I do 2 a week, which is what I've been doing, it should be very easy to accomplish, even if I go on some vacations.
And you did the Fryman 100, so
Yes.
you've done it.
Very excited about that. I'm loving my Orange Theory.
That's excellent. Okay, number 6.
Maintain my current weight. I've hit my milestone weight, and now I want to maintain it.
Well done. Number 7.
Try solid core. So this is another kind of exercise class that I've heard a lot about. It just opened in Encino, so very close to me. So I want to try solid core and see if I like it. And if I do, I can kind of sprinkle it in.
You always are on the forefront of these. You mention them and then I see them everywhere, but until you tell me about them, I don't notice them.
Gretchen, I love an exercise class. There are people who love exercise classes and those who don't. And for me, it's a love.
Do you think it's because you're an obliger, or you think you just like the community of it and kind of the distraction of it because there's a lot going on?
I think all of the above. I like that there's a time I have to be there. I like seeing people. I like having a teacher. I like it all.
That's a great thing to know about yourself. What about number 8?
Number 8, take my daily meds at the same time every morning, which is after I brush my teeth. I've kind of gotten loosey-goosey about taking them in the morning or the afternoon or night, and I just want to do it at the same time every day.
Okay, can I be a happiness bully and make a suggestion?
Sure.
Don't do it after brushing your teeth. Do it before brushing your teeth. And make it a pairing where you can't brush your teeth until you've taken your medication. Because you really want to brush your teeth in the morning. So you can't brush your teeth until you've taken your medication.
Great idea.
Number 9.
Number 9, this is one of the toughest ones on my list. Use my water pick every day with flossing. This is something my dentist is absolutely adamant I need to do, and I just don't enjoy a water pick. I have the water pick. Gretchen, I've got to do it. I need to take care of my gums.
Can you do that before brushing your teeth too? Because again, brushing your teeth is something people really want to do.
I'm not sure. I have to check on that.
I don't know about the dental hygiene of it all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about a pairing. Maybe before you have your coffee.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Now your next category is career. Interesting. So what is number 10?
10 is do one happier in Hollywood social post every week. I've really fallen off my Instagram. I want to up that, really incorporate it into my career life more.
That's good. You kind of go in and out. Yeah. So you want to go in. Okay. Number 11.
11, this is a huge one, Gretchen. Sarah and I are starting a Happier in Hollywood Substack. So
Yay! This is huge. You've been meaning to do it for a while.
Yes, this is years in the making, and this is the year. So this is a big one.
Okay, so if people want to sign up for the newsletter, where do they go to sign up?
So send an email to happierinhollywoodpod@substack.com, and you will start getting our free weekly newsletter.
Excellent. Congratulations. That's a huge one. Number 12.
New photos with Gretchen and new photos with Sarah. We need our professional photos updated.
It's been a long time since we did that, Elizabeth.
Yes.
I think we did it in our tour. Our live tour was the last time we had a good picture taken of us. I'm in a free ride off of yours. And then number 13.
13, this is with Sarah. Finish our novel. That's a big one.
That's a big one. Okay, family.
Family 14, go to Kansas City every season.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, I thought that
love
was
that.
fun.
Okay, maybe I'll come meet you. We love it when it's just the 4 of us. That's a special kind of atmosphere too. Oh, that's really fun. I love that. Number 15.
15, see my mother-in-law and father-in-law at least once a month.
Yeah, because how far away do they live from you? Like an hour drive?
It's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, so it's doable.
Okay. Number 16.
Movie night every week with Jack and Adam. That's something Adam and I really want to start doing, and we thought we could rotate who picks the movie.
Ooh, fun. And then number 17.
17, always have a new TV show I'm watching with Adam. Recently, we watched Day of the Jackal together. It was so fun. I want to make sure we always have something we're watching.
Yeah, it's a very companionable thing to do. Jamie and I do that too. Number 18.
Number 18 is visit Ava, my niece, at UCSB. And then next year, I'll visit Elena at UCSD.
Oh, fun. And then 19?
19, this is a bit aspirational. Go to Spain with Jack and Adam. They're dying to go to Spain.
Oh, I've never been to Spain, but I hear it's amazing. And then you've got a grab bag category. What's in your grab bag category?
Yes. So number 20 is get a solid 4-person American Mahjong group together. I've yet to solidify a 4-person group.
Okay. This feels like the year you're going to make it happen, Elizabeth. That's my prediction. You've been working up to this.
Yes.
Number 21.
21 is get more inexpensive gold rings and bracelets. I don't have a lot of jewelry, Gretchen. I love wearing some rings and bracelets. And that kind of goes with my 3 style words that I've talked about, which are clean, confident, and current. So I want rings and bracelets that are clean, confident, and current.
Just fun things. And then number 22.
22, save for an expensive bag. I kind of want to put aside money to go toward a nice luxury bag.
Ooh, okay. Number 23.
23, host a game night. And I'm debating whether this will be all women, like a mom's game night, or a couple's game night.
Interesting. Okay. You love a game night, so I can imagine that being super fun. Number 24.
24 is a 10-7, which is 2 plus 5, 25 live events. So that's a podcast, taping, a concert, seeing a stand-up, going to a lecture, whatever it may be, a live event.
Oh, that's fun. I love that. And then number 25.
25, I'm leaving as a free space, as we've started doing. So TBD, 25.
TBD. That's exciting.
Okay, Gretch, coming up, we will reveal your list. But first, this break.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. Struggling to make healthier choices or stick with your goals? You're not alone. We all know it's tough to create lasting changes in our lives, especially when it comes to eating and exercise habits. That's where Noom comes in. Noom isn't about quick fixes or strict diets. It's a flexible, psychology-based program that helps you build healthy habits that fit into your life. With Noom, you'll learn how your mind works and why you make the choices you do. You'll have personalized lessons, a support system, and tools that track your progress, all designed to guide you on your journey. Noom uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain. But it also takes into account your unique biological factors, which also affect weight loss success. What makes Noom stand out is that it's not just about the number on the scale. Noom helps you change your mindset so these healthier habits stick long-term. Ready to feel more in control of your health? Take the first step today. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. That's Noom.com.
Okay, Gretch, we are back, and it is time for you to reveal your 25 for 25 list.
Yeah. Now, you told me you were doing categories this year, and so I made categories too, but I started out with my grab bag category.
Okay. What is item number 1?
Okay, this is one that I repeat every year, and I cross it off every year, but I'm so afraid that I won't do it that I put it on every year, which is to stay up to date with my photo albums. There's always a period where I do a bazillion photo albums all at once, and this is really important to me, so it's number 1, and it's a repeat, and I will continue to repeat it.
Okay, number 2.
I realized that there were some kind of essential cultural touchpoint movies that I have never seen, like Die Hard. There's all this debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or is it not a Christmas movie? And I'm like, I don't know because I've never seen Die Hard. And then people fall on the floor with astonishment because how can you have not seen Die Hard? I have not seen Die Hard. I have not seen Frozen. I have not seen Inside Out, which is basically a professional responsibility. I feel like that's ongoing professional education for me. I have not seen Boyhood, which I think is very empty nest, open door. And I have never seen Forrest Gump. I feel like I want to see all those movies by the end of the year.
Number 3.
Okay, this is something that I can cross off very easily, but I've wanted to do it for years and I have not done it, which is to visit the Earth Room. This is sort of an art installation that is exactly like what it sounds. It's a big room that's filled with dirt in the middle of Soho. And I'm just very curious to see it. It was created by American artist Walter Demerits in 1977, and I really want to go see it. Maybe I can get Eliza to go with me.
I wonder if they change out the dirt. They must.
I think they do. And I think the dirt is, if I remember correctly, it's cleaned, like it's sterilized. It's not full of worms and stuff, which I'm like, is it really dirt then? I don't know. I'm very curious. I will report back.
Interesting. Number 4.
So we are coming up on the 20th anniversary of my children's literature reading groups. Remember last year I miscalculated?
Yes.
So this year it is right. September 20th, 2025 is our official 20th anniversary. So I want to have a party for everybody who's in my children's literature reading groups. That's a wonderful group.
And number 5.
Make a list of 25 things that please me. I've talked about how much I enjoyed making a list of 24 things that please me, so I'm going to do it again.
Number 6.
Okay, it's also the anniversary of when I clerked on the Supreme Court. And I had talked to some of my co-clerks when we were at Justice O'Connor's memorial service about maybe we would organize a reunion. I think that I have to accept that if this is going to happen, I have to be the ringleader, that I have to be the one that just sort of takes the lead. I think if I don't do it, nobody will. And I'm trying to think that I will do that. But I am also saying that or will do perfume night with whoever of my friends loves perfume. So I may do both of these things. I hope that I will do at least one of these things. Time will tell.
Yes, I think you will. Number 7.
This is a repeat. Continue to learn and experiment with AI, artificial intelligence. I've been doing this. But here, Elizabeth, I haven't told you this yet, but last summer, you and me and my daughters did a self-guided intensive day of artificial intelligence investigation. We were like reading articles and testing it. And I think we should do it again this summer. So I'm going to try to organize, happiness bully everybody into doing sort of a self-guided intensive day. I thought that was very valuable and let's do it again.
Yeah, got to stay up to date on AI. And number 8, Gretch.
Podcaster gathering. I did this in 2024 and I want to do it again in 2025. I love to talk shop, so I would like to bring a bunch of podcaster friends together for a gathering.
Love it. Hopefully this year I can come.
Yes.
Okay, Gretch, your next category is for read 25 and 25. So what is number 9 on your list?
So number 9 is to do the slow read of War and Peace with you. And Jamie's going to do it too. And Adam's going to do it and you're going to do it. So it's going to be fun. So we will be reading that.
Number 10.
This reading retreat with you. You know, Elizabeth, part of this is that we love to read, but also I was thinking about it. And I think that having these sisterly adventures is really important to us because we don't want to always just be working together. And we also want our relationship to move forward into the future, not to just be based on sort of our shared past in the family.
Yes.
I think it's good. Like the podcast helps us to do this, to keep moving forward and having these adventures. But we can have other kinds of adventures, like the way we went on our hiking trip. That was just so great. So I'm really excited about the idea of our reading retreat.
Me too. Okay, Gretchen, next category is open door. That's a big thing for you this year. You're experiencing the open door, otherwise known as the empty nest. So what is number 11?
Okay, so part of what I'm doing as part of my open door is I want to draw closer to Jamie. I want to use this time to strengthen my relationship to Jamie. One of the things is something that I am calling Operation Knicks Knowledge. Jamie loves the Knicks. He had this huge splurge with a friend. We got season tickets to the Knicks. And I have just decided as a test, can you make yourself be interested in something? And I think that I can make myself get interested in the Knicks. So I'm just doing everything that I can to learn about the Knicks. And I listen to podcasts about the Knicks. If I see an article about the Knicks, and I'm actually kind of frustrated because it's hard for a beginner to get the kind of knowledge. I'm still trying to figure out how can I get the kind of knowledge that I need? But it's really, really fun. And I have to say, Jamie gets a big kick out of it. So it is really, really fun.
Oh, yay.
One of the things that I love about the Knicks, it's the most New York City thing to do. Like I never feel city pride the way that I do in a Knicks game. It's so much fun.
Number 12.
Okay, I have tried and given up meditation 3 times. And I have given it really solid tries, including doing a silent meditation retreat. I am going to try yet again a form of meditation called transcendental meditation. Jamie has been doing this and he's been wanting to do meditation for a long time. He's doing this much more consistently than he has ever done it before. And I said to him, do you think it's useful? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, the fact that you've stuck with it suggests that you must somehow find it useful. So anyway, I'm intrigued and I decided that I'm going to try it too.
Well, Howard Stern, Gretchen, is a huge transcendental meditation fan.
Okay.
Which you might not expect, but it's true.
Yes. I don't know what to make of that, but maybe all will be revealed.
Number 13.
Plan an adventurous family trip for the summer. So this is part of the open door, which is because both of my daughters are on the school cycle. I feel like this is an opportunity to do something on the school schedule and to like know that they're free. Hopefully they'll have jobs and stuff and internships or whatever in the summer. But the chances that we could get them both for a solid adventurous vacation is higher now than maybe it will be later. So I really want to take advantage of this time and start thinking about that soon.
Well, that's fun. Number 14.
Okay, so we have two big anniversaries coming up. It's a big milestone anniversary of our marriage, but it's also the 10th anniversary of Jamie's amazing cure of hepatitis C, which was January 9th, 2015, which was the happiest day of my life, the day when we got the email virus undetected in his bloodstream. It was the greatest thing of all time. I want to have a party to celebrate both of these anniversaries, and that's underway.
Fantastic. Number 15.
Okay, so listeners, weigh in. Elizabeth, I know you have views about this. We're thinking about getting a puppy. We are thinking about getting a second dog. Barnaby is 10. That's another reason that this year is an anniversary year. He's got his 10th birthday coming up. He's a very chill dog. He loves other dogs. But we're just thinking it might be fun to get a puppy. You loved getting a second dog, Elizabeth. I never thought you would get a second dog, and I never thought I would get a second dog. I think we're going to get a puppy. But people tell me, is this a good idea or is it a bad idea? I would love to know what people's experience has been.
I love having two dogs because they're just so fun to watch together.
Yeah. Well, Barnaby is a dog who likes other dogs. He's a social dog.
Number 16.
Okay, listen, you're going to be astonished by this one. I want to learn to cook one dish. I'm not interested in cooking. I can make scrambled eggs. That's about it. But, you know, we're hosting more. I want the atmosphere of growth. We hosted Thanksgiving. We want to host it again. And I just decided, okay, I'm just going to learn to cook one thing. What that thing is, I have not decided, but stay tuned.
Well, I know what Mom will suggest.
Oh, what?
Chili.
Oh, yes.
Mom always says if you know how to make chili, it's a full meal. You can invite people over. You have the fixings. It's easy.
Yes.
It's quite keto friendly, I think. So
Yeah.
chili, Gretch.
I love that. Okay, I'm making a note of that. And then my next category is door, because that is my one word theme of the year. So I wanted to have some items related to door.
Okay, so what is number 17?
Okay, so one of it is I want to work outside my office. So I want to open the door to my office and work elsewhere because I love working in a library or a coffee shop, and I've just really gotten out of the habit of it. This is a repeat. I only did it one time in 2024, so it's repeated on 2025.
Okay, number 18.
Well, the other meaning of door is the door of our lake house. So I have some items that are related specifically to that door. One is I want to kayak. Every single warm day that we are at that house, I want to go out in a kayak because I love to kayak. My number 19 is every time we're there, I want to try to learn to identify a tree, a plant, or a bird. And I've already learned 8 or 9 tree species. I try to do it every time, but then sometimes I'm sort of like, wait, what is a spruce again? It takes a while to stick. And then 20 is, you saw this when you were there, Elizabeth. In this house, next to the fireplace, there's just this little door, this little tiny door. Not a little door like a mouse house, but a little door. And I'm like, what am I going to do with that little door? And it's got like a little tiny closet in there. This thing cries out for whimsy. What it is, I don't know, but that's a door. My theme of the year is door, and I want to do something cool with that door.
Yes, that's a very cool door. Okay, number 21.
Okay, this is a house where hopefully lots of people will come and stay. And I think this was something that a listener suggested. You know how people are always like, what's the Wi-Fi password? Or how do you turn on the TV? Or how do you reboot the Wi-Fi if it goes out? Instead of just having what we have now, which is index cards with my writing on the back that you have to go hunt for in a drawer, I want to actually make very nice signs and frame them and hopefully do them in some kind of interesting way, not just print them out, but do a watercolor perhaps, or have Eliza or Eleanor do something with stickers or whatever, so that they're kind of fun and playful and unique and full of personality, because these are things that you don't want it to just feel like it's a hotel room where like there's a sign like, here's the Wi-Fi password. And yet everybody's like, what the heck is the Wi-Fi password?
Right.
Yeah.
That is a good goal. Okay, Gretch, your last category is watercolor. You really want to do your watercolors this year.
Yes. So I learned my lesson in 2024, which is I just said, learn to watercolor. And this is a major undertaking. So I've broken it down into several items so that I'm really trying to reinforce the idea of watercoloring in many, many different ways, so that there's a lot that's going to hold me to this aim. So number 22 is I'm going to watercolor every day. Now, that's for two reasons. One is, you know me, I'm the total abstainer, where it's like every day or never is easiest for me. And like, I want to go to the Met every day. If I watercolor every day, that maybe counterintuitively makes it easier for me. It's easier for me to do something every day than to do it some days. But the thing is, everything counts. If I have to take a train to New Haven and I am watching a video on my phone, that counts. If I'm reading a booklet that I printed off the internet about watercoloring, that counts. If I sit down and I put my brush in a cup of water and then I put it in the green and I make one stroke on the piece of paper, that counts. So it's every day, but everything counts.
Great. And number 23.
This is a repeat. I have this very cool thing of blank postcards made of watercolor paper. And so I want to make 12 postcards and send them to people this year. That's kind of an accountability, which is I'm going to make 12 postcards and send them, one each month.
Well, if you send one to me, I'll post it on social media, and that'll fulfill something I have to do too.
Maybe I'll do it at the end of January and at the end of December, so you can do like first month, last month, and hopefully I will have gotten like a lot better. We can have like a before and after.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, number 24.
Okay, I want to do a bench sketch once a week. So I did this class with a friend, or I didn't do it with her, but she told me about how to do quick sketching, which I really enjoyed, but I dropped that along with watercolor in 2024. And I really want to get back into this practice. It was really, really fun. And it really goes with watercolor because it's about how to see and how to capture what you're seeing. And I think that once a week when I go to the Met, I'll sit on a bench, there's a lot of benches there, and just sketch what I see. So again, that also counts as watercolor. Even if I'm not actually watercoloring, it's meant to like invigorate the watercoloring and the creating habit. And I think this will just be a fun way to do something different in the Met that also counts for watercoloring. Because obviously I'm not going to be watercoloring in the Met. They're not going to let that happen, but I can sketch from a bench.
Love that idea. Okay, finally, Gretchen, number 25.
Okay, and so this goes to the strategy of convenience. And we talk about this all the time, that if you want yourself to do something, you make it convenient. If you don't want yourself to do something, you make it inconvenient. And so I want to create a watercolor station in our apartment and at the lake house where everything is out. I'm going to have to figure out where can I create a mess and just leave it there so that when I want to sit down every day, I'm not unpacking everything. It's all there. Now I'll have to put water in the water dish or whatever, but I want to have it so that it's at the ready. And so that whenever I feel like doing it, it's just there. I don't have the burden of setting it up and putting it away, because that's the kind of thing that makes you not want to do something.
Yes, that is crucial. Convenience is crucial.
Yes. So again, this is part of the Design Your Year. It's one of the 3 of the Design Your Year, and that is at happiercast.com/Design Your Year. Please send us your lists. Elizabeth, I would say that we are absolutely fascinated by this list because you learn so much about a person's nature and desires and challenges, and each one is like a short story practically. Plus, we get so many good ideas for ourselves from the list.
Yes.
So let us know if you do make a 25 for 25 list. And if you will, share it with us. We would love to see it. Let us know on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook. Drop us an email at podcast@GretchenRubin.com. Or as always, you can go to the show notes. This is happiercast.com/515.
All right, Gretch, demerits and gold stars. You're up this week with a happiness demerit.
Well, speaking of watercolor, I really let myself get derailed in 2024 because I had a class with a teacher who was not good. And I just let it sour me on all of watercolor instead of just saying, well, that class wasn't what I expected, but I can do all these other things for watercolor. But I learned that lesson. A stumble may prevent a fall. Onward to 25, and I'm going to tackle watercolor. How about you, Elizabeth? What is your gold star?
Well, I am giving a gold star to 2025, Gretchen. Always feels good to start a new year. So gold star to 2025.
Excellent. This week, the Happier app is featuring Aim's inspiration to help you design your year in the way that's right for you. You can download or open the app and visit the Explore page to get ideas for 2025. Plus, consider setting up an aim for yourself for 2025 with the habit tracking tools like Don't Break the Chain, the Numbers Tracker, or the One Sentence Journal to change your habits in the way that's right for you. That's at the-happier-app.com. And Elizabeth, what are you reading?
I am reading War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy.
And so am I. And that's it for this episode of Happier. Remember to try this at home. Make your 25 for 25 list. Let us know if you tried it and what's on your list.
Thank you to our executive producer, Chuck Reed, and everyone at Lemonada. Get in touch. Gretchen's on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and TikTok at Gretchen Rubin, and I'm on Instagram and Threads at Liz Craft. Our email address is podcast@GretchenRubin.com.
If you love the show, leave a review to let us know. It really helps us.
Until next week, I'm Elizabeth Craft.
And I'm Gretchen Rubin. Thanks for joining us. Onward and upward. Elizabeth, the thing about these lists is that each year we don't cross everything off the list, but it's always so energizing to make the list. Like I always get very excited to plan what's on there and to start thinking about what I'm going to do. Like it's very energizing.
Yes, it makes me want to live in an atmosphere of growth, which is your core thing that I go back to.
And it really does. It really helps. From the Onward Project.